Good morning, everyone. Just bear with me. So today's lesson is perhaps going to be challenging for some people. Just to kind of give some instruction for taking it really easy and not kind of going into discomfort, or if this is a difficult movement for you, then you can just avoid this lesson. If you do want to try it and it feels comfortable, it's a really cool lesson. So what I'd like to do initially is, as normal, if you just close your eyes for a moment. And as you close your eyes, just bring your attention internally and just bring your attention to how you're feeling, what's happening in your internal state. And just as you do that, maybe you can feel your breathing. And notice how you're sitting on the chair as well. Like, how are you sitting today? Is there any discomfort? Do you feel like you're comfortably sitting on the chair? Do you need to adjust your position slightly, move forwards or backwards? This, again, is another lesson that can be done lying down, but this certain parts of the lesson would need to be sitting up in order to do this movement that we're going to do. So if you want to take breaks and lie on your back at certain points in the lesson, that's totally okay. All right. So what I'd like you to do initially is just bring your hands up and have them elongated in front of you. Okay. So just in this position, what you just do is you just very gently roll your fingers in one direction and roll your fingers in the other direction, and just notice which of those two directions is easier. Is it easier for the left palm to be facing down and right palm to be facing up? Or is it easier for the right palm to be facing down and left palm facing up? For me, this morning, the left palm down and right palm up is actually easier. So now you've got that information, just bring your arms down and take a little rest. So hopefully what you have got from that is that one side is slightly easier for you. And we're going to go back to that position in a second and just do a few more things. So when you're ready, bring your hands up and go to the comfortable side. Go to the comfortable side. And then very gently just bring your arms slightly to the left and slightly to the right. And just take your time and do this very gently, very comfortably. Just see what range is available to you. Can you stay in a comfortable range? And can you keep breathing? And notice how your head follows the hands, and let your eyes and your face follow the hand movement. Good. Come back to the middle, bring your hands back to the normal and bring them back down. Just take a little rest. When you're ready, bring your hands back up into this position. For me, left palm facing down, right palm facing up, but it could be the other one for you. And then very gently, just bring the hands up a little bit and down a little bit. And again, see if you can let the eyes and the face follow the hands. Just very comfortably, very easily, coming through the midline. Good. Bring your hands back to the middle and take a rest. It's going to be a couple of faster variations and quick rests in this lesson. So, yeah, take the time you need. Be considerate of your own kind of sense of comfort. When you're ready, bring your hands back up into this position, and then just make a very small circle. Very small circle. If you can, keep your arms straight. So in order to keep your arms straight and make this circle, you're going to need to use your body and make this circular movement from the torso. It's difficult for me to come over to the right side because of my mic, but good. Bring your hands back to the middle and take a rest. Okay, when you're ready, bring your hands back up. Now what I'd like you to do is cross over your left hand over your right hand and interlace your fingers. So just to do that again, I'm crossing my left hand over my right hand and interlacing my fingers. So now my hands are together and my arms are straight. Okay. Very gently, just begin to, as you bring the arms down, just follow the arms with the head and let your back bend as you bring them down. And just do that movement a few times, bringing the arms from this forward position down, letting the back bend and coming back up. And just do that movement a couple of times, feeling, can you keep it comfortable? So if you're just joining, I've got my left hand interlaced over my right hand. Okay, so they're forming a little package and my arms are straight. And then I'm bringing the package of my arms down, letting my back bend, looking down and coming back up. And just do that a few times. Maybe you can notice your breathing as you do it. Do you breathe out as you go down, or do you breathe in as you go down? Which one feels better? Good. Bring your hands back to the middle position. Again, keep the interlacing of your hands and very slowly just begin to take your hands over to the left and over to the right. And just take your time. Only go a small amount. It doesn't need to be a big movement. Taking the hands over to the left and then to the right. And you notice that you can't do this movement with the arms. There's a kind of a limit put on how much the arms can be useful right now. So what you've got to do is actually do this turning movement from your back, from your spine. And if you let the eyes follow the hands, maybe that helps. Good. Bring the arms down and take a rest. Take a slightly longer rest now. And just feel how your arms feel after that. How are they resting? We've done a couple of lessons on Tuesday and Wednesday to do with the arms as well. So maybe there's some kind of accumulation, like you're feeling your arms in a different way. Good. Okay, so when you're ready, what I'd like you to do is bring your hands back up. Turn over now to the second side and see if that feels any easier than it did earlier. Just do it a few times. Turn your hands to the second side, to the second side. And has that become slightly easier now? You could check the first side, what's happened with the first side, and maybe just go between the two. Good. And when you come back to the second side, I'd like you just to take your hands over to the left slightly, take your hands over to the right slightly, and it doesn't need to be a big movement. It can be literally from the midline, a couple of inches right, a couple of inches left. Good. Bring your hands back to the middle. Just have a little mini rest. And when you're ready, bring your hands back up, turn the hands over to the second side, and again, just let the arms come down towards the floor and slightly up towards the ceiling. What's available in this range? Again, it doesn't need to be a big movement. You don't need to copy me, but you just feel what's available with this left hand underneath and right palm on top. Good. Bring your hands back to the middle. Take a little rest. So again, what I was saying at the beginning of the lesson is this may be a challenging lesson for some people. But what we're doing is we're just doing little variations and we're taking very regular rests. So we're not asking for too much and we're not asking you to hold it for too long. But again, stay within your comfortable range. Don't go outside of your comfortable range because that will allow your brain and your nervous system to make the appropriate changes. If you're under strain, the brain's going to be dealing with that sense of strain instead. Okay. When you're ready, turn your left palm up and your right palm down. And then we'll just make this circle again on this side. Make a circle. Seeing if you can keep your arms relatively straight. I think the left arm is a little less straight than the other. And just feel how your back is moving now, how your spine is moving now. Can you keep breathing as you do this? Good. Bring your hands back to the middle. Bring them down. Take a little rest. Let your breathing recover. Bring your arms back up. Take your right hand, place it over your left hand and interlace your fingers. So you've got this kind of little package of your hands and your arms wrapped over each other. So my right arm is wrapped over my left arm. Okay. And then just let your arms come back down to your lap. And maybe you can look down at your hands, let your back bend a little, and then come back up. So you can really feel that your arms and your back are starting to be integrated. And again, notice how you breathe as you bring your arms down. Do you breathe in or you breathe out? Try both. Feel which one feels better. It's important that the eyes are following the hands because this is going to organize the whole spine to kind of follow along with this process. Like we're trying to organize ourselves in some way. Good. Bring your arms back up. If you need a little rest, take a little rest first. Bring your arms back up. And then very slowly, very gently, just go left and right. But let's start in a very small range. Like just go maybe an inch to the left and an inch to the right. And just see if you can kind of relax in that movement. Is there any way that you can make it easier? Can you keep breathing? Can you feel how it's changing the position in the spine, in the head? And again, if you look at the hands at the same time, then you'll get a different sense of organization of the top of the spine. Good. Bring your arms down, take a little rest. Just again, feel how your arms feel. Feel how your breathing is. And maybe you can kind of feel into your chest and your ribs and even your shoulder blades. Good. Come back to this first position with the hands together and just very gently turn the hands over and just see if there's some change in the ability to turn the hands over. Is it more dynamic? Is there more range? Does it feel more comfortable? So for me, both sides have definitely changed. I can feel that I can go a lot further to the right now, and the left is not bad. It's improved as well. So how is that for you? And can you keep breathing as you do this? Good. Bring your arms down and take a rest. So we're going to go back to the interlaced hands position. When you're ready, bring your arms out in front of you again. Take your hand, left hand over the top, interlace it with the right hand so that you've got this little package of your hands again, and your arms are straight. And now what I'd like you to do is begin to go down again and follow the hands so that you can now look up. Look up into the air with the hands going up. And again, stay in the comfortable range. Really don't copy me because I'm responding to my own sense of comfort and it will be different for you. It may be better. You may be able to move more than me. And let your eyes follow your hands. See what you do with your breathing, when you breathe in, when you breathe out. Let your back round as you bring your arms down so that you can really let them relax in this lowered position. So it's like the spine is bent, the arms are long, but they're relaxed. And then you lift them, let the spine elongate, and look up. Good. When you're ready, come to the middle. And just start to do a small circle in the middle. Small circle in the middle. Feeling that you can look at your hands through the whole process. And how comfortable is that circle? How small or how big is that circle? Or how big or how small do you need to make it in order for it to be comfortable? And then when you've done it a few times, go in the other direction. Go in the other direction. So what you may be feeling as you do this is this kind of very small adjustments and organization in the spine and the ribs. So it's kind of a trick, you know. It looks like an exercise for the arms, but really it's much more than that. Good. And then go in the first direction again. Bring the hands down and take a rest. Just feel how your arms feel. Feel how your back feels. Feel if you've been looking after yourself. So I'd really recommend that, you know, in exercises like this, if you notice any challenge, then I encourage you to do less and just to kind of be okay with not doing the full amount, or not doing the prescribed movement. It's really okay to be listening to your own sense of comfort and doing a much smaller range. If there's even pain in doing the movement at all, just imagine it for a few times. Imagine it just in your head, close your eyes and just imagine the movement. So in fact, let's do that now. Bring your two hands up. I think the way that we just did it was having the right hand over the left. So now have the left hand over the right. I could be wrong, but the other interlacing. And just close your eyes and just imagine doing this rotation movement, this circular movement. Done this on the other side. So you've got some information, you know where you felt it in your body, and can you kind of plan it out? Can you map out what this would feel like doing it with your hands in this position? When you imagine something, you activate the same neural pathways that you do when you're actually doing it. So just see if through imagining it, can we make the process easier as well? Good. When you've imagined it a few times, begin to make the movement and see if the movement is equivalent to how you imagined it. See if you feel the same things, or you kind of, get to the same places. And you can make the circle very small if it's uncomfortable, or you could explore and make the circle slightly bigger. You've got to feel what's right for you. When you've done it a few times in that direction, go in the other direction. Noticing all the places in your back and your spine and your ribs. Good. One last time in the first direction. Good. Bring your arms down and take a rest. When you're ready, bring your arms back up to this first position that we did and just explore this turning movement now. How do the arms feel? What's the range that they have in this turning movement? And has it changed in any way? Does it feel different to you to do this now than it did at the beginning of the lesson? For me, there's definitely more of a sense of that I can wind my whole body into this arm movement. And I don't know if that's the case for everyone. Great. So that's perhaps an intense lesson. I don't know. You have to let me know how you found it. I really like that lesson. I think it's a really cool way of tricking ourselves to kind of getting into a deeper part of our movement. The mobility of the chest and the spine. And this arm movement, all our attention is out here, but actually all the important stuff is happening in here. So maybe you noticed that, maybe you found that fun. I'd love to hear your comments. As normal, if you want to watch any replays, you can find them in my Facebook group. I need to go in and organize the units a bit, but you can access those from any of the previous weeks. There's a series of 5 or 4 lessons, and it's like the weekly series. There's also a link to my PayPal account if you want to make a small donation. That would be great. And coming up on this Saturday, the lesson that I taught yesterday, which was this rolling the arm movement, I'm going to teach the full lesson for that because I think it's actually a really nice lesson and a really kind of enjoyable process to go through. So Saturday, 1 p.m. UK time, I'm going to teach a full hour-long Feldenkrais lesson that is going to explore this movement in a bit more depth. So if you're interested in that, again, the description and the details will be in my Facebook group. Okay, thanks for watching. Hope you have a lovely day, and I will see you tomorrow morning. Take care. Bye.